I'm being asked all the time right now, Chris, when are houses going to be affordable again? Whether you currently own a home or you're renting and you want to be able to buy your first home, a lot of people are watching the market right now, seeing these prices climb like crazy and thinking there is no way I can afford to buy a house. It's not going to happen. I'm going to wait for the crash. I'm going to wait for them to become more affordable again, prices back down to where I want them to be before I make a move. So we're going to discuss this today. We're going to talk about when will houses be affordable again. I'm going to jump right into it here. We're not holding back. We're not holding any punches. We're going to start out right with the first slide with the 2021 affordability. We're looking at home affordability in the entire US, and how we come up with these numbers is we look at the median new home price for 2021 and we compare that to the percent of total households that can afford that median price. So hopefully that makes sense. But as you take a look at this map, look at Utah here. The median new home price were $419,000, higher than it's ever been. Prices are climbing, there's no doubt about it. But I think the shocking thing to most people is that 40% of households can't afford that home. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, Chris, yeah, like less than half of the state can afford to buy one of these houses. I agree with you. That is a shocking number. It is crazy that less than half the state can afford to buy a new home. But what is even more surprising to me, and I think what will surprise a lot of you, is I'm hearing chatter all the time of people like, oh man, I should just move to Texas, or oh, I should just move to Oklahoma. Look at what I can get for a house down there. It's so much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. And you're right, prices are significantly cheaper. So if you look at the median price of a home in Texas, $336,000, I mean, you're pushing $100,000 cheaper than what you are in Utah, and you're getting more home. I agree, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. The thing that I would argue though, is that while you're getting a cheaper purchase price of a home and you might be getting more home for that price, your wages are gonna be different. So you can see that the percent of people who can afford that home in Texas is lower than the percent of people that can afford a home in Utah. You drop down to 35%. And Oklahoma's even worse. You're down to 30% in Oklahoma. One of the numbers that I think was the most shocking to me is that Wyoming, their median price is $532,000. Now I get, granted, you're probably getting a ton of land with that, but only 23% of people in Wyoming can afford that house. So who in the world's buying all this real estate in Wyoming? It's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that one. So I mean, if you're talking to me saying that you really want to like move and you want to get somewhere where it's cheaper and it's more affordable and stuff, and you want to move out of Utah, like your best bet honestly is gonna be Delaware. The second slide I want to show you and go over goes along with another conversation that I'm having a lot with people saying, hey Chris, we've got so many people moving here to California. If you could just make that stop, then our prices wouldn't be so crazy and it'd be more affordable. You are correct that we are the number 3 fastest growing state in America, according to HomeSnacks. So our population is booming. With our population growth, it does increase demand. And the other problem that we have is we have a major lack of supply. Builders are doing everything they can to build and catch up and get our supply, but it's not happening fast enough. So as far as the question goes to when will homes be affordable again, because of our population growth and because of how long it takes to build up supply, how long it takes builders to build new homes right now with the way materials are and labor and everything, I do not see the prices on homes and the opportunity and the ease of buying a home changing for another 4 or 5 years. It's going to be a long time before builders can build up that supply, and the demand is just going to remain strong. And I'll show you in the next slide why I think demand will remain strong. So as we look at the third infographic here that I want to show you guys, referencing back to the last one as well, Utah, we do have a lot of population growth, but that population growth isn't happening because Californians are moving here. As you can see here, looking at where Americans moved in 2020, what actually was happening is there was a lot of people moving out of California, but they weren't coming here. They were going to Idaho, Oregon, Arizona, a lot of those states, those western states. But Utah, we were number 17. We were like middle of the pack. So what this tells me is not as many people were moving here as we may have thought. But what is happening is our population is still booming. We're still growing at a rapid pace, but it's natural. It's homegrown population growth. It's everybody having lots of kids, and now those kids want to stay. They don't want to leave. You can see not only are not a lot of people moving into the state, but not a lot of people are moving out. So we've got a lot of natural growth happening. People aren't moving out, people aren't moving in, but everybody's having a lot of kids, which puts a lot of pressure on demand. Hopefully this information you find beneficial, find resourceful, and learn, because I know there's a lot of like whispering going on, right? Where people are coming up with these ideas as to why they think the housing market is the way it is. But after looking at these graphs, I hope that you're a little more informed and know why things are happening the way that they are, and know that it's not going to change anytime soon. The other thing I want to point out is, again, that it seems that homes aren't affordable here, but they really are. If you look at the Housing Affordability Index, which takes a look at the median income, the median price point, and the interest rates, while we are slightly less affordable than we were this time a year ago, we're only 8% less affordable than what we were. So there is a slight change, but not significant. So prices are climbing like crazy, but because interest rates have dropped so much, it offsets that a little bit. I anticipate that wages are going to catch up as well, which is going to keep Utah an affordable state and a place that a lot of people just want to stay, live, raise their families, and have their kids stay and grow up here as well too. If you guys have any questions though, if you want to talk to me more about this, as always, feel free to reach out. Always happy to have a conversation around the housing market. Thanks.